Well, there's just a big mess going on in between here. I don't even know what's going on. I think I might have even been able to clip some of that off. Where's the... What was this? It's like a remote control. What's that doing in my painting box? I don't even understand. Maybe some X-Acto blades. How do I open this? Oh. Whoa. I have so many sharp blades. All right. Somewhat ruining my current paint job, but I'm rid of someone's annoying pewter. Good enough. So many sharp blades. All right. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine is when a brush turns the color of your paints. So I always like to really rinse them out. Although there's always a slight tinge there. That's okay. That is okay. Nah, you guys don't want to hear me whistling. I'll stop that. All of my War Machine figures are in tin, and I find myself more in love with the metal ones than the plastic ones. Am I weird? No. Tin? Probably pewter. Or I don't even know. I assume it's pewter. It feels like pewter. But maybe that's really similar to tin. No, some of my favorite models in my Orc army are the pewter ones. So that is acceptable. That is totally fine. You are not a complete weirdo. Almost, not completely. Those getting in the War Machine and Hordes coming from 40K, be aware that it's very different on how troops are fielded. Yes, very different. Big difference I found in War Machine, most basic troops in the field have allowance of 1, so unlike 40K where you get to the 3 to 6 in the same unit, in War Machine you only get 1 of that unit, which makes it kind of nice. It keeps the cost of playing down quite a bit. Only units that were only units where you get to have more than 1 unit are jacks that are not named. Oh. Just a warning, because he bought some more stuff than he needed. So, well, that's why you buy 1 at a time, and although during a sale you want to buy lots. So, that's unfortunate for you, that you bought so much and they're not be able to field it all. But maybe you could just paint it differently, sell it on eBay, get your friend into it, sell him those models. All is not lost, but yeah, I can feel you there. That would not be fun. Okay, so ultramarine blue is not the same as this navy blue. See, that's the problem. I spray painted in blue, and I like it, but luckily with the war jackets, I didn't really make any mistakes And if I did, I just covered up with like some silver because they're all metal. But now with these guys, with the blue, like with the cape, if I make a mistake, how am I gonna blend it in? I'll have to find another blue in the back. Or just not tell you. Now I have a few straps and a whole lot of bags and pouches. So what color shall you be? So I use my scorched brown, my leather brown. Bubonic brown's almost like yellow. Vermin brown is, no, it's more like, no, I don't want to use that. Let's see, let's try tan shadow. Will that go along with this brown? Only one way to find out. I'm sure it'll be funny for the few of you who actually are familiar enough with these paints to know the difference. Either way, it'll get done. Nope, that doesn't work at all. It's almost like a flesh. Good to know. Tan shadow over there. Earth brown. I wonder, hopefully this isn't too similar to scorched brown. More comments. 4 points, eh? Sounds like a job for the Black 13th. Yes, it was actually this from Resork. I was like, I need 4 more points. What should I do? And I was like, I don't know if I want another jack yet. Probably should have bought another jack. Oh well. I got the Black 13th because they just looked fun. And from what I've read more on their stats and just about the game, I'm going to have to keep them out of combat as much as possible. And just skirmishing around. I kind of, basically, I have 2 jacks I can get into combat that I'm totally fine with getting into combat with. And the rest of my army is very shooty and will just die in droves if anything touches them. So, yeah, that's the state of my army. But that's Cygnar, right? I mean, you can get a more... Okay, to be honest, I was talking with some friends, and I can't remember the name of anything. But I want to develop an army of Cygnar that is completely melee, or focused on melee, just up in your face, with the calvary guy. I wish I knew the name. Like I have the cards, so I could look through them. Probably should have bought the book. I don't even know where the book is. Anyways, that cavalry guy that adds all like makes all your heavy war jacks have like cavalry war jacks. Just gives them special rules or whatever. It just sounds fun, and they can charge faster. I don't know, something. And so maybe it's during his feet. I just had the idea, and it's just in the future. I was slowly collecting more. I think I want to make that more of a themed army, where I have all cavalry and heavy warjacks, and just be able to get up fast and do crazy things like that. I don't even know if it's viable. If you can, it probably is. I would think so, but it would just. We'll have to see. Because again, you have to realize I really don't know anything about War Machine still. Isn't that right, Justin?
I don't know anything.
I don't know anything, period. That's it. Your character is dying.
I tried that.
I tried it okay, so probably can't hear Justin very well. But we play D&D together, or Pathfinder together. And I'm the games master. And I tell him every week that I'm going to kill his character. And every week he responds, "You've already tried that. You can't." I've actually only tried to kill him once. Because he was being ridiculous. And he was like, "I want to try this." I'm like, "All right, you try this." He's a thief. And he was like trying to like thief from like this, like in this middle of this crowd. It wasn't like even a crowd. It was just like some, I can't remember exactly what happened. Basically, if you failed the roll, He was going to get swarmed and killed. Like, it was just that. And if he succeeded the roll, well, then he'd be fine. But it was so difficult, what he was trying to do. I can't remember what it was. Anyways, he had to roll a 20. That was it. A D20, 20-sided dice. He had to roll a 20. That was it. And he has like a little cup, and he's like... And I told him that. And he's like, okay, I'm giving this roll. And he lifts it up. It's a freaking 20. I mean, it was pretty epic. But... yeah, it was ridiculous. And then he lost his character sheet. And so we started a new character. And I had a fun time getting rid of his old character. He didn't die, though. He didn't die. Although his other...
that came closer than you ever did.
There's so many team kills. There's so many team kills. It's like just shooting arrows into other people. This poor guy brings in a new character to the group. And he's like, they find him unconscious in a cave, you know, being beat up by some like big like troll. And so they defeat the troll. Actually, it like charmed him, and he like became their friend. This big, stupid troll, which is inventive. So I'm okay with that. I'm like, all right. So they charmed this troll, and then useful wizard for once. They drag him out, and they're dragging him to the cave, and they're like getting him to like a safe spot. And the first thing that happens is Justin with his rogue just stabs him. Just like tries a backstab, just like stabs him, just randomly, just because that's what he does. And then my brother plays, and he's a half-orc fighter who just does like incredible amounts of damage. He always gets hit the hardest too, because he's always doing the most damage to the creatures. So and he doesn't have the biggest armor as well. So, anyways, so he's like, well, I want to hit him too. If he hit him, I want to hit him, and he's already at like less than half health. Just how they found him, and he would have been able to be healed up easy enough, but like that was gonna happen like 30 seconds from now. So before that happens, he takes his big two-handed greatsword or whatever he has, and he criticals, and he brings him down 2 points past permanently dead. And so our cleric can't even raise him, and so our poor friend's character had a whole whack of less than a minute in the adventure, and he died. He wasn't too happy. It was pretty funny though.
Never a dull moment.
Mainly because characters were dying, and I was happy about it, but I actually didn't have to do anything to do with it. So if you've never played D&D before, it's quite the experience. It's fun. Stuff goes down all the time. Gotta have a good inventive group to play with. Lots of fun, crazy adventures. And then you also want someone like, you want to get into situations where odds are you're just gonna die. And then either you die, which is fine, and you just, make new characters and have fun, or you miraculously get your way out because you're heroes. And so just the game system allows for stuff to happen. And as GM, I shut down all the stupid ideas. They're just like they're like, no, there's no way you can do that. I'm sorry. Like they killed the owner of this one establishment, and then they went to the whorehouse next door, and they're like, tried to talk to her to have her run the establishment, and they have an income, so they have just an income from them doing nothing. I'm just like, hey, we made it more safe and stuff. But she's like, well, she just witnessed them just slaughtering all these guards and all these people. I mean, they were bad people, but they slaughtered them, slaughtered them. And so she's like, no, go away. And so they intimidate to kill her and all of her establishment unless she opens the door. Because they couldn't get her to open the door otherwise, because no one has diplomacy at all. So their intimidate roll is high. So they open the door, they get in, and then they're like, so, we have a business proposition. You're like, what? Guys, you can't do that. I mean, you can, but they're not going to cooperate. It was amusing. somehow they always have thousands of gold from I don't even know where. They just somehow get it. So I have to have excuses. I have to have excuses to take it away from them. So I find stuff. Stuff happens. They lose their gold. It's okay. Anyways, enough about D&D. I'm sure some of you are extremely bored. But to be honest, one tad bit more. The whole how I got into role playing was actually because of Matt. When we were kids, Matt he was a GM for Mech Warrior, which is actually I almost find it more fun than D&D. You can die super easy. It's a little more random on hits and just guns and just lots of fun. But then Matt has made his own gaming system called the Orbs, which is more like D&D. But he's always had that knack, that desire to just kind of like make his own stuff and just kind of invent and be in charge and do like not so much be in charge, but just be able to have just full creative reign. And so Dark Potential is just a very natural progression to Miniwargaming, if you knew Matt at all. Like it was bound to happen. Like I haven't even heard of Dark Potential. And when I heard he was working on it, I was just like, yep, that sounds like Matt. And it'll be good too. It'll end up being pretty good. That guy's brown hair looks terrible. Maybe just because he has a blue face still. I can do his face and skin last. Just because, I don't know what I can do with skin. But the brown hair does not suit him, especially when it's the same color as his pants. Although maybe it'll, we'll see. But yes, lots of fun times outside of Miniwargaming as well. Yes, it'll be a hot summer in Kansas. Weather already has been in the mid-lower 80s. Oh. Well, it's cold here again in Canada. But yes, my friend sold there last summer. And it gets hot. Not quite as hot as Phoenix, where I've sold before. Out in Arizona, but quite hot. How long are we going for? Almost an hour. And I'm not even halfway done this miniature. All right. Maybe I'm a bit more than halfway done. I'm done with a lot of the smaller details, so. And which brown to use? Whew, such big decisions to make. Yeah, I can put some more white on the cape. Where'd my white go? Gotta love when something's right in front of you, like right in front of you, and you can't see it. Happens to me all the time. Hey Matt, where's the camera? It's in my office. Okay. Matt, I can't find the camera. It's in my office. I can't find it. All right, 1 sec, I'll be there. Dan, it's right here. Wait, what? No, it wasn't there before. Sure thing, Dan. Dang it. Makes me feel like an idiot. You know, some of you guys know what I'm talking about. It's worse when it's your boss.